Are you tired of manually searching through YouTube to find creators talking about a topic you're interested in? Maybe you're looking to learn something new like building an app with Flutterflow or exploring trending topics like AI. Scrolling through endless videos and channels can be exhausting and time-consuming. But what if there was a faster way to find exactly what you need? In this video, we're going to introduce you to an incredible tool powered by BuildShip that does all the hard work for you. It instantly finds all the YouTube creators covering your chosen topic and returns their channels and stats in one go. And the best part? We're going to show you how you can build your very own YouTube creators finder just like this in low-code style. But first, let's look at a quick demo. Here's our BuildShip-powered YouTube Creators Finder workflow. This workflow is using a pair of YouTube integration nodes that will effectively allow us to find YouTube creators who produce content relating to a particular topic. For this demo, let's say that we want to find a list of YouTube creators who produce content on Flutterflow. Let's put our workflow to the test. And just like that, we get back a list of Flutterflow creators from YouTube. Here we can find useful information about each creator, such as their channel title, the channel description, the channel URL, and we even get back statistics about the channel, such as the total view count, subscriber count, etc. Here's our agenda for the remainder of this video. First, we'll clone the YouTube Creators Finder template in BuildShip. Then we'll enable the YouTube Data API and create an API key in a Google Console project. And then finally, we'll set up and test the template. Let's get started. In the BuildShip templates library, we'll search for YouTube. Next, we'll select the YouTube Creators Finder template. This will create an almost fully completed workflow for us. But as you can see, our workflow is currently screaming at us. At the core of this workflow is a pair of YouTube integration nodes, and each of these nodes require an API key. We'll be covering this workflow from top to bottom. But before we can do that, we need to switch over to a Google Console project, enable the YouTube Data API, and then create an API key. We'll be using the YouTube Data API to power our workflow. This API will allow us to search for videos regarding a particular topic on YouTube and then extract useful information about the creator of each video. But in order to use this API, you need to have a Google Cloud Console account. If you don't already have one, then you can create one for free. And then you need to also have a Google Console project. I already have a Google Console project created and selected, but you can easily create one by selecting New Project. The first thing we'll do in here is make sure the YouTube Data API is enabled in our project. Let's bring up the menu, and then we'll go to API and Services and Enabled API and Services. From here, you'll go to Enable API and Services, and then you'll search for YouTube. The API we want to select here is the YouTube Data API version 3. As you can see, I already have this API enabled in my project. But if you don't have this enabled, you'll see a button that you can click on to enable the API. Once you've enabled the API in your project, the next thing you'll need to do is create an API key so that BuildShip can authenticate with the YouTube API. Let's bring up the menu again. And then under API and Services, we'll go to Credentials. I already have my YouTube API key created, but the process of creating your own is pretty straightforward. To begin, you'll go to Create Credentials and then select API key. After that, you'll have your newly generated API key. Of course, you never want to expose your API keys to anyone. So what you can do is copy this API key, head over to BuildShip, and then you can create a new secret for your API key. But since I already have my YouTube API key saved in BuildShip, I don't need to do that. Switching back to our Google Console project, that's all the steps we need to do. And now we're ready to start configuring our workflow. Back in BuildShip, we'll start at the very top. And the entry point of any BuildShip workflow will always be a trigger. In this case, we're using a REST API called Trigger. That means that when we ship our workflow, we'll get a publicly accessible API endpoint we can use to execute our workflow. After our trigger, we have our first YouTube integration node. This is the Search YouTube Videos node. And as the name implies, we can use this node to search for videos on YouTube regarding a particular query. But first, you'll notice that we need to enter our API key. So we'll go to Secrets, and then we'll select our API key. And then next, we can specify the query we want to search for on YouTube. By default, it's set to WhatsApp bot. Let's change this to something a little bit more specific, such as ChatGPT WhatsApp bot. And then max results will limit the number of results we get back. One cool feature of BuildShip is that we can actually test individual nodes before shipping our entire workflow. So let's put our node to the test to see if it's working as expected. And sure enough, it is. We can expand this result, and we're getting back a list of videos relating to our search query. So we get back the video title, some description, the video ID, the channel ID, and the channel title. And of course, the first entry in this result is a video from BuildShip. Perfect. The main goal of our workflow is not necessarily to return information about the videos from our search result, but instead to return the information about the creator of each video. And this is the job of the following nodes in our workflow. To begin that process, the first thing we'll need to do is loop over each of the videos we get back from our search YouTube videos node. BuildShip provides a loop node that we can use for doing this. All we need to do is enter the items or array we want to loop over. So for this, we're just using the output of the search YouTube videos node. Next, as we're looping through each video, we want to get information about its creator. For that, we're using the get YouTube creator node. This node will retrieve information about a given YouTube creator. The first thing we need to do here is enter our API key. So we'll go to Secrets and then select it. And then we need to specify the channel identifier that we would like to retrieve information of. We specify this in the channel ID input. If you recall, each video from our search result contains a channel ID. So this is the value that we're passing to our get YouTube created node. Let's test this node before moving on. We can go back to our search results, and then we can grab the channel ID from one of these videos. And then we can go back to our YouTube creator node, and then we can test it. We just need to paste the channel ID here, and let's run the node. Perfect. It works. We get back the channel ID, the channel title, BuildShip, of course, the channel description, and if we look below, we get back the statistics of the channel. This is precisely what we want. And the last thing we want to do is return the results of our get YouTube creator node. So our return node here is returning the value from our loop, specifically the get YouTube creator node output. And we're done setting up our workflow. Now for the exciting part where we put all our work to the test. Let's test the entire workflow. You can go to test and hit test workflow. Beautiful. We get back a list of all the YouTube creators who are creating content around the topic ChatGPT WhatsApp bot. At the top, we have the official BuildShip YouTube channel. And if we keep scrolling down, we have a lot more YouTube creators here that we can choose to subscribe to if we're looking to learn how to build a powerful AI-powered WhatsApp bot. We'll stop here, but that doesn't mean that you have to as well, because the purpose of this template is to help you quickly get started building your very own YouTube Creators Finder. But there's so much more customization you can do to this template. For example, let's say that you want to have this workflow repeat on a daily basis. With BuildShip, that's pretty easy to do. You can replace the current REST API call trigger with a scheduled cron trigger. And the one that you want to select is the everyday cron trigger. You can add that trigger. You can select the time of the day you would like to have your workflow to run. For example, 12 a.m. And then instead of returning the results, let's say that you want to save them in a Google Sheet. Again, BuildShip is here for you. You can go to the nodes library, scroll down to the Google Sheets integration group, and then select the add row node. That's just a high-level overview to show you that you can customize this template any which way you want by using any of the existing BuildShip triggers or integration nodes. But that's not all. If you're trying to create some custom functionality that doesn't already exist in BuildShip, then you can use our Generate with AI feature to generate any backend logic you want. With BuildShip, there's no limitations. If you've enjoyed this video, please drop your feedbacks in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any of the amazing tutorials and demos we'll be releasing in the future. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, Happy build shipping!